Viewer discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
You darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'. I was going to make a white Russian for this, and I forgot. But also, it's 2 p.m.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'll wait.
You got time.
I've got time, and I'm Lucy.
And I got high, and I'm Amanda. I am chipping away at this giant joint that we got in California.
Oh my God.
It's not one of the like dipped in oil and rolled in keef ones, so I won't die. But it's called cereal milk. It's a hybrid. It's very delicious. But I swear that like a lot of the ones we got were in like flavored papers. They're so tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It literally,
Yeah.
when I took it out of its tube, I was like, it smells like cereal milk.
Yeah. That's
How do-
dangerous.
How do they do it?
I don't know. Those Californians.
They're amazing.
Speaking
Anyway,
of,
hi.
hi. As we record this, it wasn't that long ago that our Spotify Wrapped came out.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Our thank you video.
Our thank you video.
We have to explain.
It's. I mean, go get. We were in California and our
For
Spotify
a work
rep,
event retreat.
shout out Millie.
Hi, Millie.
She
We
had
love
been
Millie.
bugging us for weeks, rightfully so, because
Yes.
we need it. She's like, hey guys, gentle nudge about that Spotify rap video. We were like, yeah, we'll be together the day that it's due, would have been the day we flew to California.
In
so
true us fashion, we're going to do it.
I set an
the
alarm
day
on my
it's due.
phone.
Yep.
Yes, we did it the day it was due. We were in the pool. It was about 40 minutes after we left the weed store.
Thank God you put an alarm on your phone. Otherwise, we would have completely forgotten about it because we got back from the weed store. At least I would have, because we got back from the weed store. I lit one of those dipped and rolled bad boys.
That's what I'm saying.
There was about 30 minutes where I had to get out of the pool, sit in silence, wrapped in a towel, and just press on my face and speak to no one.
Yes.
Hannah was like from across the way, like,
She's mouthing,
okay?
Are you okay?
And I'm just like, like trying to put my thumbs up, but not stop pressing on my face.
Why?
So,
I should
all that
upload
to
that
say,
picture of you
I
right before that hit.
was so not on planet Earth when we recorded that video, and then we watched it back.
It was so funny.
And we're
it.
sobbing, laughing because it's so stupid and ridiculous. So you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
Here's the moment
When I was like, I went too far.
when you were like, I should get out of the pool.
I should get out. I had my nerds gummy clusters. Sensory overwhelmed. Like, I have to get out of the sun. I can't do this. I can't
God,
do
that was a fun trip.
That photo was taken 15 minutes after we recorded that video. So like you can see in the video how like together I appear. I mean, you could tell I'm high as shit. But I'm like functioning, and then 15 minutes later, it's that picture. I'm like clinging to life in an inner tube, and then I got out.
Can I also just note that the end of that video, when we both just float separate ways,
We didn't
that was
plan that.
completely improvised.
We just locked brains, and we both just started doing it. And Lucy's idea to just appear from behind me
It
in
worked
the beginning.
too well.
I feel like it happened so fast. You got to go back and watch it again because it's worth it.
It's so fucking good. Anyway, hopefully
We'll share it. We'll share it on social media.
we'll just share it. God, it was funny. Okay. So that is the background of our Spotify Wrapped video. And today we have a very special
All right.
pick.
Oh, no.
This topic was chosen by Debbie Whitehouse,
Hi, Debbie.
who happens to be a Leo.
Oh, look out for Debbie.
Look out for Debbie, because today we're covering Leo crimes.
Leos are crazy, man.
Every Leo I know has their own special brand of
Nuts.
illness.
I can't wait. I have at least one Leo godchild. Shout out to our producer, Andrea. And I don't know. I don't know how much stock I give to it, but I do feel like some of it really shines through, and it is so fucking fun.
It's funny.
Oh, it's so funny. So yes, see, watching Andrea's kiddo grow up and see some of that Leo energy coming through, it has been such a treat because I'm not her mom, so I can enjoy it from afar.
Yeah.
Can you imagine raising a Leo child?
No.
My God.
No, I can't. And I'm saying this, I want to say this at the top. Our best friends are Leos. Blortney's a Leo and Scott is a Leo.
Blortney and Blot. Yep.
Blot. And they're definitely not the same kind of crazy.
No.
But they're
None
both
of us
crazy. No. Well, we're not Leos.
I'm a Libra and I'm fucking crazy. You're a Cancer and you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
My sister is a Scorpio.
Dude.
Bro, we had a Libra. No wonder we could not fucking stand each other when we were children.
Yeah.
Libra, Scorpio.
Yeah.
And she was a bitch.
Yeah, but you deserved it.
I fully deserved it. I fully deserved it. I own it. I own it now. Lisa Rinna style. I own it now. At the time, I was a victim only.
You were a pill.
This is not justice.
Well, you were a little sister.
Yeah.
It's your job to be a pill.
Oh, had to be. But my God.
Jagged little pill.
I truly was and am. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we're talking Leo crimes today.
Leo crimes, and I'm sure Andrea, our production manager, will have a lot to say to me after I explain astrology to you.
Oh, she's going to learn so much from you. No, Andrea is literally has like a PhD in this shit. She knows so
everything.
Oh, it's
like intuitively.
It's incredible. Yes, she will like text us privately to be like, heads up, you know, the sun is in this.
Neptune is in reverse.
Is in Pluto. So, and your birth chart is exactly this. So you might want to keep an eye out for like this specific day, and then come that day, all hell breaks loose.
When June was born, she made me a multi-page, beautiful PDF of a whole birth chart for her.
Mm-hmm. Didn't it include a calendar for that year too? Oh no, I think she made me a calendar for the year, one year that had important dates associated with my birth chart. It was so fucking cool.
God. I want one.
I know. Andrea's incredible. Anyway,
okay,
we love
shout
you,
out to Andrea, modern maven.
Yes, my modern maven.
She's got a YouTube. She's got TikTok. She's got all sorts of fun things to check out. Mm-hmm. Modern maven. That was an organic plug.
Hit her up. Get a little support your local witch.
Support your local witch. Okay. I'm excited for Leo crimes. Let's get going. Amanda, what is our wine crime pairing?
Well, our fan picker, Debbie, likes her tequila. So she requested something with tequila. And, you know, I've done a lot of tequila drinks over the years, but I feel like they're, for the most part, pretty classic. Like stuff that you think of off the top of your head when you think of a tequila cocktail. So I wanted to look for lesser known tequila cocktails, and boy howdy did I fucking find one. And I'm gonna be honest, she's a little work. Okay, it's not crazy. It's not like the red pilled crimes with like making your own gummy. It's not. I'm never doing anything like that again.
That was insane.
That's a manic episode that turned into a cocktail recipe. Not my cocktail recipe or my manic episode, but we did benefit from it. But so it's not that level of work, but it is a little bit of work, and like it sounds so fucking good. And if you have some winter parties or events still to come this season, honestly, like well into February, this cocktail will make you the frickin' belle of the ball, okay? It's also a batch cocktail. Like the recipe calls for making it in a pitcher, so it's perfect for parties. And on the website, I got it from Patron's website, you can even adjust the servings, and it will change the like ounce calculations fucking for you on their website.
Oh God, the future is now.
The future is now. So it could not be easier for them. They literally hold your hand through the whole thing. So this is called a Pom Pom Punch.
Oh, cute.
You could up the servings. The recipe I'm going over is for 10 servings. So like a full pitcher of the cocktail, but you could bump that up easily to like you could measure out how many pitchers are in your punch bowl and bump that up, and then this will change the numbers for you. So it's really, really, really easy. So the ingredients are Patron Reposado, a bottle of red wine, and they do recommend Pinot Noir, pear brandy, orange juice, ginger beer.
Jeez.
And then you're going to want to have fresh oranges, fresh pears, fresh apples, and whatever other seasonal fruit you want, because you're going to slice them, and you'll do like orange wheels. You'll do pear slices and apple slices. You can slice them really thin. Like those are kind of your garnish, but it's almost like a sangria with Patron Reposado. In this, I think the ginger beer balances out the sweetness of like pear brandy and orange juice in such a nice way.
Good.
It sounds so fucking good, and it's really colorful and beautiful to be appropriate for holiday season, but it's not a specific holiday taste punch. Like you could make this year round. This would be an amazing Valentine's party cocktail, making Pom Pom Punch. So you take 8 ounces of the Patron, a bottle of red wine, 9 ounces of pear brandy, 8 ounces of orange juice, and 2 ounces of ginger beer. And you put all of that into a pitcher and just stir it with like a nice wooden spoon. Then you pour it over ice. You can put some of your preferred fruits in it if you'd like to, or you can keep all your sliced fruit on the side and put like a little bit of fruit in the bottom, your ice, pour in your drink, and then garnish it with an orange wheel. And you don't have to muddle anything.
This sounds, yeah.
Doesn't
the
it
hardest
sound
thing will
so
be cutting
good?
up the fruit.
Yeah, the prep is really the only work that it is that you're like if you're doing it for a party, you're slicing a fuck ton of fruit. But you can make that process if it is going in a punch bowl, you could literally just put all the fruit in the punch bowl with your Pom Pom Punch, and then people just ladle it into their glass over ice, and you're not doing any garnishing. So it might be a little bit of prep up front, but I think it makes such an awesome tequila-based party cocktail.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We're for surezies making Pom Pom Punch the next time we're together, because this sounds de-fucking-licious.
I could make it for June's birthday party.
But I won't be there, but you still could.
Well, this will be the practice round.
Yes.
And then
That'll
I can make any necessary adjustments. So it'll be perfect for you.
Great. So that's my recommendation. And Debbie, I hope you've either had a Pom Pom Punch or you're going to make one now. Either way, I want to know.
Make one, Debbie.
I want to know how it goes. All right. Let's take a break to hear a quick word from our sponsors. Unless, of course, you are a member of Wine and Crime Uncorked, which is a fun little subscription platform where you get access to these episodes in your feed ad-free. We also send out a link for ad-free video. We have extra bonus content every month. We have monthly happy hour live streams that are so freaking fun. It's such a fun way to get to know you. And becoming an Uncorked subscriber is really like the best way to show your support for our show. We literally cannot keep doing this show without the support that we receive from our subscribers. So not to go all NPR member drive on you, but I hear them when they're saying, this is how we survive.
Yeah.
We get it. We get it now. We understand. Yeah. So come join us.
Join us.
All right, Lucy. What are you going to teach Andrea specifically about the Leo astrological sign?
The Leo mind.
The Leo mind, body, and soul.
Well, just to start off by saying, while astrology is not supported by really any science at all, I will not be indulging in empirical evidence today. This is only anecdotal. We're having fun. Zodiac stuff. Just
hell yeah.
Lighten up.
Everybody needs to calm down.
Just fucking relax. So in astronomy, not astrology, astronomy, this is the only science I will be referring to. Leo is the zodiacal constellation. Learned a new word. Lying in the northern sky between Cancer and Virgo at about, and I don't know what this means, Andrea would, At about 10 hours, 30 minutes right ascension and 15 degrees north declination.
Yeah, those are like probably just sky coordinates.
Well, yeah, but I don't understand the 10 hours, 30 minutes, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't need to understand
No,
it.
you
It's
don't.
not my lane.
That's where they are. Find it or don't.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Its brightest star is called Regulus, which is Latin for little king.
Oh.
It might also be called Alpha Leonis. So I found a picture of the actual Leo constellation. I think it's so silly looking. It looks like a run over coat hanger.
What? I just feel like I only ever associate it with the like beautiful drawings that you see
Yeah,
in like
no.
tarot and astrology.
Yeah,
But then,
I know why you think that.
yeah,
But, it's kind of loosely has a lion outline.
it's funny to see the actual constellations that we've like learned about in not only science, but also like Greek mythology and all kinds of other shit. And then be like, how on earth did you get that little clump
I know.
to, in your brain, look like a fucking lion?
I love your creativity.
Oh my God. He's so
Okay.
alert.
So okay, go look at my photos again, and you
Okay.
can see the Leo constellation. It just looks like a run over coat hanger.
Oh yeah, it does look like a run over coat hanger. I appreciate that they connected it because otherwise I would have no idea.
Yeah. Thanks for the stars.
Yeah,
Thanks for
very
the star
cool.
clump.
Mm.
So
It
in
looks like a really bad like Trojan horse costume design.
well, you can see why they dubbed it a lion.
Sure.
Sure. So in astrology, now we're going to the meat and potatoes. Leo is the fifth sign of the zodiac, considered as governing the period from about July 23rd to about August 22nd.
Okay.
This year, 2025, it was July 22nd to August 21st. So they scooted it up by a day, and we'll kind of get to why. Its representation as a lion is usually linked with the Nemean lion,
Okay.
who was slain by Hercules as part of the 12 labors and that he was forced to do as a penance for killing his wife and children.
That's not in the Disney version.
No,
0 to Hero
sure isn't. But
and Familicide.
so his first labor was to slay this lion, and then he wore the lion's skin at the rest for the rest of his labors.
Wow.
So I have a picture of a statue of Hercules with his lion coat, and
Yeah.
it's tied by its paws. It's
Honestly,
kind of grotesque.
smash, by the way.
Yeah, he's got the mouth up on his head like a sexy hood.
He's got that like hip ridge line really in depth.
The V.
Yeah.
No arms, but still pretty hot.
Don't need arms.
Don't need arms.
Do not need arms.
Not
good.
when you just slain a mythical lion.
Yeah, you're good.
So the zodiac is split into 12 signs, each occupying 1/12 or 30 degrees of its great circle. So basically, the Babylonians invented this in about 500 BCE. So they were
Before
seeing
Christ
it as
even.
before Christ even. So they would like, and I'm not sure like time of day or like exactly how this worked, but basically everywhere around them on the horizon were these constellations, and they were constantly rotating. So whichever constellation was in a certain place at a certain time, that marked roughly 28 days.
Okay.
So that's like the month,
Yeah.
you know. And then they rotated around like that. So we start with Aries, which is represented by the ram, and that's March 21st through April 19th-ish. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, hello, Leo, Virgo, Libra, you hello,
Hi.
Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
Their original names were Scorpius instead of Scorpio and Capricornus instead of just Capricorn.
And Virgo is right before Libra, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my mom.
So Virgo's like September, late August through late September.
My mom, I think, is a Virgo. My mom's September 18th.
She's a Virgo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm married to a Virgo.
When's Corey's birthday?
September 16th.
And what are the last 4 digits of his social security number?
I have it written down right here. I could tell you.
You actually fucking do. And
I
mine.
do. I have yours and a couple of other people's.
Yeah, you better watch out. You better not cry.
Don't piss me off.
Lucy has her entire family's social security numbers.
And their Sky Miles numbers.
Yeah, that's important
Don't
shit.
fuck with me.
I'll end you.
I will take all your Sky Miles.
Whatever.
I will
Our
rob
data
you.
has all been leaked all over the place so much. Everyone has my social security number at this point. Everyone has it. Don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everyone has this.
Since most of the constellations through which the ecliptic passes represent animals, meaning most of the zodiac signs are animals. Mm-hmm. So the Greeks called it Zodiacos Kyklos, or circle of animals.
Oh.
Or Ta Zodia, the little animals.
Cute. I like that.
Yeah, so that's where we get the word zodiac. It's the Greek interpretation of what the Babylonians invented. Mm-hmm. So, as I was saying, like most things, the zodiac is not perfect. And here's another tongue twister of a quote from Encyclopedia Britannica. Mm-hmm. Because of the precession of the equinoxes, which basically means a wobble of Earth's axis over a roughly 26,000 year period.
Yep.
The constellations have shifted eastward so that the dates of the zodiac signs no longer correspond to the astronomical constellations in which the sun actually appears.
I remember when we had to do, meaning like just the world, did a shift of some of the dates, and people who then were kind of punted out of their zone were fucking freaking out.
Really?
Freaking
I remember that.
out. It was really funny.
Okay, so yeah, for example, the astrological dates for Aries are March 21st through April 19th, but now the sun is actually in Aries from April 19th to May 14th. So it's scooted back by like a month. Mm-hmm. Like it really shifted. Mm-hmm. The constellations are also irregular in size and shape, and therefore the sun doesn't necessarily spend exactly 1 month in each constellation.
Right.
Because they're not mapped out. They're fucking stars in the sky. They're not perfect. And they're also, the constellations themselves are three-dimensional to some degree. Mm-hmm. So, for example, the sun spends only November 23rd through 30th in Scorpio. Mm-hmm. So the true Scorpio window is actually only a week long right now.
Wow.
The sun even passes through an entire constellation that isn't even a member of the zodiac. And that constellation is called Ophiuchus. And that's from November 30th to December 18th. So technically June is this Ophiuchus.
This different sign that they just kind of lumped in with.
It's a different sign that the sun isn't in any of the other 12 signs during this period.
Wow.
So they've assigned that period to a constellation called Ophiuchus.
Interesting.
I'm probably not saying that right. Isn't that weird?
That's so weird.
Yeah. So imperfect, ever-changing, still interesting. And again, we're not talking about science here, so who cares?
Well, that's
Lighten up.
where the sun is science.
I'm saying like,
I know what you're saying. We get it.
Don't tell Andrea.
I'm giving it some credibility.
In a 2022 poll, 27% of Americans said they believe in astrology. And then that percentage was even higher at 37% among people under the age of 30. So lots of like Gen Z, Gen Alpha getting into the astrology.
I mean, it would make a lot of sense. You're in such a like period of discovery of self in that time, and you're looking for fucking answers and guidance, and you're like in your 20s and you have no fucking clue what you're doing.
And none of the world makes sense, so
nothing makes
why
sense.
Why not dive
entertain
into
this?
astrology?
Yeah. And you connect with what you connect with, and then
and
you're
you make
in.
sense of what you fucking can. We are
It's not hurting anybody.
tenuously linked
Yep.
to this plane.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested and you aren't aware of CoStar, that's a good astrology app that I got a lot of this information
Is that the
from.
one where you can like hold it up to the
Yeah.
sky?
Uh-huh.
I love those.
I think you can do that. Okay, so Leo is a fire sign, and it also has a fixed modality. And so, are you familiar with modalities?
Not really.
So their modality is basically the energy that they put out into the world acts as a stabilizing force.
Got it.
So there are 3 modalities. The first one you could say are cardinal, and this modality they kind of kick off a new season. They come with ideas. They have a natural leadership, and they kind of have creativity and ambition. So they sort of start a season. And then the fixed modality is in the middle. Fixed modalities, they stabilize, they maintain the energy, and they kind of build on it. They solidify things in the middle. And then the last modality is called mutable. And mutable modalities prepare for change. They are transformers. They represent flexibility and adaptability and open-mindedness. So
Okay.
each modality, these modalities are connected to the seasons. So I think it could be like spring would have a cardinal modality, the first one, then a fixed modality, and then the mutable modality. And then the next season would start with a cardinal, a fixed, a mutable, and then a cardinal, a fixed, a mutable.
Okay.
So it represents beginning, middle, and ending.
Sure.
And I'm using ending loosely. Okay, so it's a fixed modality. So Leos are the maintainers, the stabilizers. They are known to be creative, generous, and domineering. So these next ones are from CoStar, which are a little bit more fun. Leos exude warmth and creativity. They can be a little bit vain. They can have a really big personality. They want to stand out. Some might interpret that as a need for attention. They have an interest in luxury, which some might interpret as being materialistic. They are steadfast. They have a lot of confidence. They are independent. They are optimistic. They are very loyal, and I think are frequently hung up on loyalty. They're funny. They're brave. They can be manipulative, and they like karaoke.
Who can't?
Yeah.
And they like karaoke?
Yeah.
That's like a thing?
That's what I read, yeah.
Oh, that's
Isn't that cute?
cute. Yeah.
Because they like to be the life of the party,
Sure.
and they're the maintainers. They want to keep the party going.
That totally tracks.
Some good careers for Leos would be a chanteuse, a singer,
Oh.
a B-list actor. I don't know why it has that. A motivational speaker, an autobiographical author, or a style icon.
Oh.
Here are some famous Leos. Usain Bolt
No way.
is a Leo. I knew that.
The fastest
before
Leo
I
alive, man.
Yeah. The lion's quicker than the cheetah.
Yeah.
Not really. A cheetah's way faster, I think. Our hero, James Baldwin,
Oh,
is
yeah.
a Leo.
Amazing.
Was a Leo. Kylie Jenner. Great.
No.
Yeah. Coco Chanel.
What?
Kate Bush.
Oh, running up that road.
Whitney Houston.
Oh.
And Charlie XCX.
No way. What a fun crew.
Yeah, that'd be a fun blunt rotation.
Yeah. For real.
I'll smoke weed with James Baldwin.
Oh my God. That's heaven.
James Baldwin. Okay, out of these people, Whitney Houston and James Baldwin.
Top of the list for sure. Honestly, like
I'd throw Kate Bush in there too.
It would probably be James Baldwin, for sure Whitney Houston. There's no way I would ever pass up an opportunity to be in her presence. And maybe Charlie XCX.
She'd be fun.
They're just vastly different,
even if just for the accent.
But such an interesting person. And I would just sit quietly and enjoy.
That would be fun.
What a magical life that would be. Incredible.
You'd be out Leo'd for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think I have like much Leo in my birth chart at all.
No, I don't know. It's all in my CoStar app. Okay, so I really wanted to find some solid stats on like homicidal Leos, or how much more likely statistically Leos are to be murderers.
Sure.
And I didn't quite find that, but I did find an article from Your Tango called "The Type of Psychopath You Are According to Your Sign."
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it doesn't even say like these signs are more psychopathic, but they had everyone's sign. So Cancer was the soulmate psychopath, where like I would lure you in with my warmth and my compassion, and then I would completely turn on you and ice you out and be the worst version of myself.
Love that.
And yours was for Libra, it was the saint psychopath.
Oh.
Or something like you would make everyone think that you were like a deeply, very, very good person, and then you'd fuck everyone over.
Oh no. Wait, but 100%.
I know. I felt very seen.
Oh, I feel sick at the thought. But if it were all gonna go down, if I was just gonna tear it all down, and go full evil mode.
Just lie. That's what I do.
That's what I always do.
Okay, so the article starts out by reminding us, firstly, a psychopath is defined as someone who acts in amoral and antisocial ways, who lacks the ability to love or to establish meaningful personal relationships, is self-centered to the extreme, and never learns from experience. If you were a psychopath, you probably wouldn't care that you were a psychopath. Like Jax Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, so the Leo psychopath was the climber psychopath. So this type of psychopath is always at the top of their work and social circles. However, while they may be charming and likable at work or parties, they terrorize their own family members. These psychopaths are often extremely intelligent and gifted in their chosen fields. They demand total control, and they manipulate others to further their goals. They're suspicious, paranoid, and have no social consciousness.
Oh, that gives me chills.
I know.
That's terrifying.
These are the kind of psychopaths that make a fantastic first impression, but after working with them for a while, their coworkers begin to discover how unreliable, impulsive, and vindictive they really are.
Is Ted Bundy a Leo?
I don't think so. Let me see. Ted Bundy. Sag.
Okay.
He's a Sag.
All right.
Okay, if the social climber makes a mistake, they always make sure that someone else gets blamed for it in typical Leo fashion.
Oh my God, what is this from? That article?
An article called Your Tango.
Oh my
or
God.
from a site called Your Tango, which I think is like, it's kind of like Cosmo. You know?
I'm obsessed. This is so cheeky and funny.
It's kind of mean.
Yeah, but it's I mean, I appreciate, though, that it's like, what type of psychopath are you according to your sign? So every sign is going to be mean and terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'll send you the link so you can read exactly how you're a fucking psychopath.
I want the full Libra shade.
Yeah.
Need it. Because what you pulled felt rough. And real.
I don't think you are a psychopath, though.
No, I don't think I am either. You care
too much.
At times, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's so creepy in alignment with, like, you know, I do try to very much live my life within my value system.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, like, the psychopath version of me
just
burning it all down by just using it for my, you know, for my own personal gain, or to steal money from people, or, you know, just to do really awful, horrible things is like just so creepy to think about.
That's your seeing your shadow self.
Yes.
Some famous Leo murderers. Elizabeth Bathory. Okay, Pamela Smart. That's Pam, right? There's something about Pam.
I don't think her last name is Smart.
Who's Pamela Smart? Well, she's a murderer.
All right, Pam Smart.
Elliot Rodger, the fucking...
Who's that?
The fucking guy with the manifesto who killed all those women in California on the campus.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Jordan Vandersloot, who definitely killed Natalie Holloway. Holloway. I said Holloway. And Luca Magnotta.
Yeah, we've covered him.
Don't fuck with cats guy.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't covered him, but I know we've talked about that.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing, and Amanda, the reason I was 5 minutes late to hopping on this call is because at the last second, I found this guy, and it sounded a little bit familiar, but this particular article... So I found this guy because he was a Leo. I was Googling like Leo murderers or something.
Yeah, that's how I found my guy.
Yeah. So I started reading this one particular article. It didn't ring a bell at the time, but in my head, I was like, this man, he's like hitting all the Leo personality traits. Yeah. So I thought that was really fun to look at this case through that lens. Also, when I looked through our files later after I had already copied and pasted this whole article, Amanda, you did cover this guy in unconventional methods.
Oh, wait. Not the acid guy. No, he was so gross. He would like dump it all over his yard and shit.
Yeah. But the way that I won't read this whole article. It is from the History Press out of the UK, and it's written by Gordon Lowe. And I'm giving Gordon all the credit because I just copied and pasted this because I just had to like at least skim it and look at him like as a Leo, and also just like revisit this horrible case. Okay. So John Haigh. He lived in England. That says, if you were a friend of his and rich, the chances that you would end up with a bullet in the back of your head and your body dumped into a vat of sulfuric acid
were high. Yeah.
His theory was that if there was no body, then there was no crime.
Yeah, and wouldn't he like target old rich ladies too? Yeah.
This talks about his last victim primarily. But some things that stood out to me as far as like him being a Leo. This says his crimes fueled a life of luxury. You have the materialistic, living in an expensive London hotel, driving fast cars, and having his suits made in Savile Row. To his friends and future victims, he was a man of culture and taste, eager to treat you to afternoon tea or an evening drink in his hotel.
Great first impression. Generous.
Good first impression. And maybe take you up the road to a concert at the Royal Albert Hall until he knew you well enough to talk to you about your finances, the properties you owned, and where he might find your savings.
Yep. He'd flirt. He'd flirt to get in your skirt. and all he ended up getting into was your bank account and you into your sludgy grave.
Yeah.
This guy was a fucking psychopath for
so
sure.
crazy. And that picture, the photo of his suit, I labeled it Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
on the drive.
I know. I saw that. I had that picture in my case. So when I logged in and I saw this, because you had things in the wrong folder.
I know I did.
I was like, I've seen this image before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. He wears that like gas mask thing and then the gloves and
with the
big,
tube.
like long, like butcher's apron,
That
like the
heavy rubber apron and the long rubber gloves. And this photo, it is his exact outfit and his stuff that he wore, and that's a police officer wearing it to demonstrate.
Evidence. Yeah. Dude, so fucking gross. So
It
fucking
reminds
gross. I
me-
bet it reeked too.
Yeah. What's the show on HBO with Matthew McConaughey? And there's like different.
True
There's 3
Detective?
different seasons. Yeah, True Detective.
Yeah.
One of those seasons, I think the first one, that one of the bad guys was wearing just that
Something similar.
that
Ugh.
gas mask and like gloves.
Yuck.
Ugh. Yuck. Okay, so we're gonna revisit this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was always a little vague about how he made his money, and the explanation that he was a civil engineer and an inventor seemed convincing enough. He even had a small workshop down in Crawley, where if he really liked you, he might take you to discuss business deals. So this was the fate of his 6th and last victim, a kindly and talented lady who was also a resident of the hotel that he was living in.
Yep.
Mrs. Olive Durand Deacon.
Yeah, Olive.
Yeah, was the widow of a war hero and had been an active suffragette in her day, even spending a night in the cells after throwing a brick through a window.
Good for her.
She's fun. She's a good time. But now she was a respectable lady in her late 60s, and she was rich, honey. She was just delighted to hear that nice Mr. Haigh, who sat on the table opposite her in the hotel, happened to be an inventor. So
Yeah, we're seeing the creativity, the charisma, the like motivational,
charming.
Like, come to my workshop. We'll talk about business ideas. We'll get creative. We'll get you like, and it's like all just to use the shadow self. You use all of your best qualities, you know, as if you could outrun me, as if you could fight me off. I'm designed to kill, Bella. Everything about you lures me in. My smell, my taste, the sound of my voice. A lot of these are direct quotes from Twilight.
I figured. Actually did pick up on that. This is the skin of a killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I know.
Titso Bella.
What does he say? Where you been? What does
Bella,
he say?
where the hell you been, Loca?
Oh, yeah,
And
Loca.
That's Jacob. That's not
Where the hell
Edward.
you been, Loca?
Where the hell you been, Loca?
Who approved that? Any of that?
Honey, no one. That's why we're here.
I can't wait for our trip to the Pacific Northwest.
We're
next
doing
summer.
it. We're doing the Gals Go Twilight.
We have to. It's done. In my head, it's happening. Okay, so sweet Mrs. Olive, she was like, oh, I have an invention too. She had an invention to produce and patent artificial fingernails.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She had a little press-on idea.
She sure did.
This was 1949 after all, in the post-war period when women wanted a bit of glamour.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Haigh was like, yeah, you should come down to my workshop. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'll
then
help
no
you
one
work
ever-
on this idea.
And then no one ever saw Olive again.
Mm-hmm.
When Mrs. Durand Deacon appeared to have vanished off the face of the earth, her friends and family were desperate. But it was John Haigh who took her best friend to the police station to report her missing Olive.
Very confident, very bold.
But the police sergeant, who was a lady, became suspicious of Hay's jaunty manner, and the investigations showed he'd sold off Mrs. Durand Deacon's jewelry in the past few days and even had her fur coat cleaned. It was at the dry cleaners. So when they came to search through the rubble in the yard behind his workshop, an observant pathologist spotted what he recognized as a couple of human gallstones.
Yeah, that didn't dissolve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also a false set of teeth that belonged to Mrs. Olive Duran Deacon.
Mm-hmm.
So in the workshop, they found a large metal drum, and beside it, several containers of acid, a wartime revolver, and gloves with an apron splattered with acid. So Haigh confessed to her murder and also another 5 murders.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, I took that gun from one of my earlier victims. And I'd shoot them, and then I would melt their bodies in metal drums filled with acid.
What?
After a couple of days, the resulting sludge would be poured down a drain or out into the workshop yard.
Yep. He really fucked up with his disposal.
It's not the worst idea because, I mean, he didn't have to admit to the other ones. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but like just pouring the acid out everywhere, right where your workshop is not smart. I would have taken that to a different location. That's what I'm saying. Like, the method isn't necessarily what's not clever. It's the disposal of the resulting sludge that's stupid. Don't dispose of that right on your fucking property. You dumbass.
I would have poured it into smaller containers and taken and disposed of those containers in different places. Like, just go dump them in a river.
Sure. Ruin everyone's life.
Well, you know, dump them somewhere. But yeah, it's literally in his own backyard.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But still, they didn't find any evidence of the other 5. So it kind of did work to a little bit of a degree. But he did say in the case of Mrs. Olive Duran Deacon, he'd even had time for a cup of tea and a fried egg on toast at the local cafe between shooting her in the head and starting her acid bath treatment.
Well, why rush, you know?
He can't, I mean, it's about him at this point. You know, there's a little bit of that selfishness. I'm a little bit hungry.
I'm gonna go take
have
care
an egg
of
sandwich.
my needs.
Yeah. It's
I'm
not like she's
gonna go have a
doing
ham and
anything.
cheese on a Hawaiian bun with a little bit of mayo.
That sounds so good.
I know, it's your fave.
He also at one point claimed that his motivation was wanting to drink their blood. So he would like nick their neck and then drain some blood and then drink that. But they had no evidence other than him saying that. So he probably was just looking for a insanity plea. Haigh's last few days were spent making sure he would go down in history as a vampire who had perfected a way of finding his victims, and that using his forgery skills to put their money into his own bank account didn't really even have much to do with it. He wanted to be like, no, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the money. It was the blood. I wanted the blood.
The money was just a bonus.
He wanted to be in all the newspapers. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to be the center of attention. Classic Leo. He would have his barber come into the prison to cut his hair and only stopped receiving visitors when he had to start wearing prison clothes. Vanity. He also welcomed Madame Tussauds into his cell on the afternoon before his execution, and they took a life mask
Sure did.
of him. And they put it up the day after his death, even wearing the clothes specially chosen and donated by Haigh himself. Meticulous in his eye for detail to the last, he asked the prison governor if he might meet the hangman first to check and make sure that he'd gotten his weight right. As he explained, his sprightly walk suggested a man of less weight than he was, and this should be taken into account when calculating the drop on the gallows. He wanted to make sure that it was going to snap his neck right away.
Yeah. I don't want to dangle there. That's fair.
The detail-oriented, another very Leo trait.
Yeah. To the point of getting like obsessed with a detail that like ultimately doesn't really matter. It's like, you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's just very, very controlling, needs to control everything. So they have the gloves and the apron on display, or at least they did at the Museum of London. And yeah, he was put to death on August 10th, 1949 at Wandsworth Prison. Yeah, his arrogance knew no bounds, and his grasp of the law was flawed.
But he did a lot of damage.
He did a lot of damage that was horrific, and
he balled for a minute. He was balling for like
while, yeah.
A couple of years.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying this, listen, I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying it was worth it, but like he got a taste and then he flew too goddamn close to the sun. Tale as old as time.
It really sounds like he would never have been caught, or if even like people wouldn't have even suspected him until Olive and her fingernails.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I know.
Poor Olive.
God bless her.
Okay. Well, that is my segment. We got to know a little bit more about Leos and maybe how they might get creative and domineering when it comes to homicide, serial killing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with my little case. Okay, so my case is short because there's not that much information about it, but it was a Leo killer that I had not heard about. Okay. And then I did a little bit of looking on, like, when I searched his name, there was a Reddit thread about this case, and the comments piqued my curiosity, which we're going to get to, because I agree with a lot of the comments about this case, and I'm curious what you think. So I'm just going to dive in. This is a really terrifying case. It's a 3-year rampage of one of the worst Leos on record, a man named Xinhai. And he was dubbed the Monster Killer and became one of the most prolific known serial killers in Chinese history.
Oh, God.
So Xinhai was born on July 17th, 1968, a Leo, in Zhenyang County, Henan, to one of the poorest families in his village. So they had very little growing up. He was the youngest of 4 children.
July 17th?
Yeah.
That's not Leo.
In 1968?
This says it was a Cancer.
What the fuck?
That doesn't matter.
Hold on. Well, it matters. Let me double check this.
Well, we're not going to not do your case.
God damn it. Yeah, that's what Wikipedia says too.
Just do it anyway.
Oh my God, you guys. You guys, he's a fucking Cancer. He popped up in my Google search for Leo murderers. And I just didn't double check because there are a lot of Leos in July. So I didn't even question it. And he's a fucking Cancer.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, and I will admit to this on the air right fucking now, don't forget how bad I fucked up the fanfic last week when we did South Dakota crimes. And then the fan picker emailed and was like, hey, so I had asked for North Dakota crimes. And I was like, oh God. Fuck. We had already recorded it. She goes,
it was out. She saw the teaser Tuesday.
She saw the teaser Tuesday and was like, it kind of looks like you might have done South Dakota crimes.
Which we did. We did. Yeah. Okay, we're human.
Oh, I fucked it up. So we will be doing North Dakota crimes in 2026.
This guy was almost a Leo. Maybe he's a Leo moon.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I won't be checking. It's okay. I want to learn about the monster killer.
Okay, well, you're gonna, because I can't just pull a new case out of a hat. So anyway, he was described by his parents as a promising but introverted student. But there wasn't like anything about his background that was flagged other than that they were very poor. Mm-hmm. But I didn't see anything about abuse or... But again, there's very little known about this person, or like very little shared. And we'll kind of get to it. He dropped out of school in 1985 at the age of 17 and refused to return home, choosing instead to travel throughout China, working as a hired laborer. Yang spent much of his downtime writing, and he apparently filled up pages of notebooks with stories about murder in fictional locations and scenarios of his own design. After leaving home, he didn't keep in touch with his relatives. Very few people knew where he was living or where he was working or eventually like what he looked like, because he left town at 17 and then like most people just didn't see him again.
Yeah.
He bounced between provinces, staying invisible in a country of over 1 billion people.
Oh my God. It would be so easy to disappear.
Yeah. Before his now infamous killing spree began, Yang had already accumulated a criminal record. He was sent to re-education through labor camps twice, once in 1988 and again in 1991 for theft offenses committed in Jian and
I can help you.
Shijiazhuang.
So it's Xi'an and Shijiazhuang.
Shijiazhuang.
Yep, there we go.
Shijiazhuang. Nailed it.
Yes, you did.
Later, in 1996, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for an attempted rape in Zhumadian.
Yeah, sure. It's very close if it's not exactly that.
All right. Yang was released around 1999 or 2000. It's like a little bit loose, but it was upon his release that a mass murder spree basically started.
Okay.
So starting at about the year 2000, and if we are to believe that he's the one who did all of this, the scope of Yang's crimes was staggering, spanning rural areas in the provinces of Henan, Anhui, Shandong, and Haibei. Okay. Yang would travel between towns and provinces, often moving from one murder scene to the next by bicycle in the middle of the night, unseen.
No. Ew, that's so creepy.
I know.
I was just telling someone yesterday, we were talking about what we did during like COVID lockdown days.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started taking walks really late at night.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of fun to be in the dark and no one can see you.
Yep.
Not that I'm doing anything wrong, but...
And people weren't out, so you felt safer to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because men...
Yeah. I wasn't prowling.
No, you were just taking a walk.
I was just taking a walk at night and sticking to the shadows.
Yes.
I didn't want to be seen.
Okay, creep. Good for you. Proud of you.
Isn't it a relief to not be looked at?
Yes, it's nice not to be perceived every once in a while.
Yeah.
It is nice. So he focused his attacks primarily on rural farmhouses and would commit his crimes at night, entering his victims' homes without their knowledge, like breaking into their houses. He appeared to choose these homes at random and spared nobody that he found inside, from children to the elderly. And there was no very clear motive or like link between the victims because he was also on a bike. So even though he would like kind of fuck with the house and like take things, it's only like little things that he could take on his bike.
Mm-hmm.
So the scenes were shocking because he would go into the house, kill everyone inside the house, sometimes wiping out entire families. Like generational living is very common.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he would sometimes use tools that were like on the property. It was a lot of farmhouses. But he often had a hammer. So he would use like axes, shovels, meat cleavers, but most frequently an iron hammer. It was common that he would rape his female victims before killing them. And then when the home was silenced, he would ransack it, steal the whatever of the deceased valuables that he could carry before hopping on his bike and heading to the next town. And he'd be long gone before anything was discovered in the next like day.
God damn, this is so gross.
Yeah, it's really fucking gross. At each scene, he would allegedly wear new clothes and shoes 2 sizes too big to try and throw police off his trail.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. By 2003, Yang's crimes had entire villages across multiple provinces living in fear. Parents had even begun guarding their homes at night with makeshift weapons. I mean, there were like over 50 of these murders in that 3-year period.
Jesus.
So people were fucking terrified. But then it all came to an end when on November 3rd, 2003, Yang Xinhai was detained in Kanju City. Is that right? Kanju City. Hebei province.
Hebei
Hebei province. His arrest occurred during a routine inspection of one of their like entertainment venues, probably like a community center or like movie theater where like little shows and stuff will happen. And police were doing these like inspections, and they'd been looking for not specifically this guy, but like obviously there's been these strings of killings over the last 3 years. Like all the local police knew about it.
Looking for a guy.
And they see this guy and they just were like, he's acting suspiciously, which, you know, I don't love. And I don't have details on what exactly that means. But regardless of how that arrest went down, he was arrested or like taken in for questioning. And they discovered that he was Yang Xinhai. And I guess he had been a suspect in a couple of other crimes and murders in other provinces. So they apprehended him. They questioned him. They like take his DNA, and he confesses to everything. They match his DNA with evidence found at several crime scenes. And reports indicated that if Yang had not been caught, he had planned to continue his murder spree, moving to the next city of Tianjin.
Yeah, Tianjin.
And then potentially to Beijing, the capital. So he was like making his way through these, you know, smaller provinces, but then they were escalating in population. So he had started in these really rural places, but he was like making his way toward the capital and potentially escalating his like pool of victims.
God, Jesus.
The reason behind Xinhai's senseless killing spree is still unknown. Some believe he was driven to anger after a failed relationship, while others claim he simply murdered for sport. According to China Daily, one policeman said, quote, he committed crimes merely to hurt society. Yang Xinhai himself offered a cryptic explanation, as reported by the BBC on the day of his execution in 2004, when he said, quote, when I killed people, I had a desire. This inspired me to kill more. I don't care whether they deserve to live or not. It is none of my concern. Society is not my concern.
Oh, wow.
Chilling.
A true Leo.
So Leo cancer coded, right?
So Leo.
Yang took responsibility for 67 murders from that 3-year period and swiftly faced trial.
That's so many people.
Now, here's where I let myself go into the comment section a bit, because the speed of the trial really threw me, and I wanted to know what folks were thinking about in the comments. So his trial allegedly only took an hour, and he was quickly found guilty and sentenced to death by Luo City Intermediate People's Court in Henan Province.
Okay.
Authorities barred the public and reporters from the hearing, citing privacy concerns for the female victims who had been sexually assaulted. But that lack of transparency, especially around a high-profile trial of a suspect that was charged with nearly 70 murders, is really disturbing. I don't like that not even reporters were allowed to be in there, and the trial took like 45 minutes. So the court found him guilty of intentional homicide, willful and malicious injury, pillage, and rape, but outside spectators wonder, did he really do all of this? The overwhelming opinion seems to be that yes, he did indeed commit several murders and rapes, breaking into strangers' homes. But there is a very real possibility that he took responsibility for additional crimes that he did not, in fact, commit, that he was either pressured to take responsibility for by investigators, which is not uncommon, to kind of tie up and close cases. Yep. Or as part of maybe his own kind of like grandiose, inflated. I mean, we've definitely had circumstances of like serial killers that took responsibility for killings, murders that they didn't do.
Copycat killers.
Copycat killers, or like it's almost like clout chasing. You know, they want.
Jeez, was it the copycat? No, there was some Netflix show about I forgot what it's called. I'm not sure either.
But even in episodes of like, what's it called? Mindhunter, which I rewatched recently. It's so fucking good. In some of those interviews, which like the show is obviously dramatized, but it's based in a real case study that was done by the FBI to develop behavioral, investigation department, but whatever. they pull the dialogue from like real interviews that they did with these really terrifying people behind bars, and more than one would just claim that they did things that they didn't fucking do, just to give it's like to fuel some weird like grandiose need for validation and to be like the most evil and the most powerful and have done the most carnage. It's like this weird contest. It's so gross. It creeps me out. So,
well, a lot of those people like to, for the murders that they did commit, kind of look back and like kind of fantasize about them. So it could have almost been a way to like get more fantasy material by like imagining that they had done it, or potentially maybe getting to see like the case files.
There's a lot of reasons.
All sorts of reasons why that might happen. But
right. So even the detail around the different shoe sizes that he allegedly wore raised red flags in the comments. Because was he really wearing different shoes to throw off the police? Or did the police kind of come up with that detail to put additional random crimes without like, because again, his MO, quote unquote, didn't really make sense. It was like pretty random and all over the place.
Yeah, he didn't have like a victim profile.
Not really. So there's a possibility that like, while yes, he did do, I mean, it's understood that he did do many crimes in that time period, that there are others that were kind of pinned on him to just be like, you know what, it's close enough and we want to close these cases. And this guy is horrible anyway. And he's not fighting us on it. So, you know, why not? And that's like, that's not uncommon in the U.S. justice system. We've seen that in cases we've covered by, you know, the police and investigators. It's not like, you know, we love to point fingers of corruption abroad, as you know, and I think China also gets like a lot of, you know, negative press for reasons that are both legitimate and also inflated by Western racism. But like, this is not unique to China. Like, the U.S. justice system has done shit like this many times.
We're pretty fucking corrupt too.
100%. And it's like, it's hard to care about corruption when it's against somebody who has like murdered and or raped potentially up to 67 people. But like, that's insidious in and of itself. Because then it's like, well, if we can get away with it, if we can just demonize this person. So, you know, again, I'm not saying that he's a good dude and that he didn't do this. I'm saying it's completely plausible because the scope of his impact is so massive within 3 years on a bicycle, not getting caught.
Yeah.
That I could absolutely.
After nobody knew where he was.
Right.
Like, he's a ghost in the night.
Exactly. I could see a world where he didn't commit all of these crimes and other people did, and then essentially got away with it because they just lumped it in with this guy and he was like, whatever, I'm not going to fight it. They're going to execute me anyway. So,
well, there was something off with that boy to begin with. So
100%. So, but I just think that's it's like such an interesting exercise in thinking critically about what we're consuming, because I didn't find that conversation anywhere in the research. I found it in the comments. That like all of the very few articles that are even written about it were very much, he was this, he did all of these crimes, and now he was executed. But there's
justice was served.
Yeah, but there are people raising questions, and I thought that was interesting, and I thought I would engage that. So we're never gonna.
I'm really
know.
glad that you did.
Yeah, but he did not appeal his death sentence, and Yang Xinhai was executed by either firing squad or just a person. An officer that...
A squad of one.
Yeah. Only 2 weeks after his trial.
Wow.
On Valentine's Day in 2004. Which is creepy. Yeah, he was 35 years old.
Oh, man.
Isn't that chilling, though? Like, even if any small portion of that happened, which is pretty understood that it did.
The bicycling through the night, the stopping at farms and using common farm equipment to violently beat people to death.
And he would like get new clothes, and then I guess sometimes he would like ditch his last brand new outfit that he had just used to commit the crime and like a weapon in like a creek.
Oh, so that's how they were like kind of tracking, like stringing them along?
Mm-hmm. But then he'd get all new clothes and they, you know, like didn't find other weapons and it was like shit that came from the house. And yeah, it's just so fucking, the idea that somebody could silently bicycle into your...
It's so gross.
In the shroud of darkness, I can't.
Oh, no.
It's so gross. So yeah, that's my Leo. God damn it. I'm exhausted.
I hadn't said something, Andrea would have.
I know. I'm glad we caught it. I'm glad you caught it. And I confessed to it.
Caught it.
So sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Debbie, I hope you'll forgive me for truly misunderstanding the assignment.
Debbie, I hope you liked this episode and I hope you have all of the positive qualities, the many positive qualities that Leos possess. I'm sure you do. And yeah, just a reminder, you can hear this episode and all of our episodes in our entire back catalog of over 500 episodes.
Bro.
On Uncorked for as little as $5 a month.
Yep.
And that gets you a lot of
ad-free content.
If for some reason that's what you're seeking.
If you need more, we have more for you.
We do. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see? Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.